What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? This is Twin Flames Unite, and we are at it again. Got the sage on deck.
Got the sage on deck.
Sage on deck always comes with us. If you don't know by now, I'm Chris.
And I'm Leisha.
What up?
Gotta have the sage on the deck. All these planets in retrograde, and gotta have the sage on deck.
Let me just bring you a little bit more in frame there. There we go.
All right, family.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Today we have a pretty interesting topic for you, along with a little bit of a presentation in regards to the subject that we're going into today, which is trusting my twin flame.
Yes, like how do you identify trust in a relationship? What are some of the things to look for? And we're just gonna dive into what it is to trust someone, right? We're gonna go deep into it. We're gonna cut it apart so we can figure out what's going on.
Yes.
And if you guys have any, hi, somebody's here saying hi, Lyndon, hi, what's up, what's up? I like that flag, it's cute. And yeah, so we're just gonna pull up this slide real quick so we don't miss any pointers, because we don't want to miss any pointers. We want to touch on all these little points that we got here, and how you can trust your twin flame, or how you can trust your partner, your life partner, whatever the word is that they use now.
All right, so we're just gonna jump right into it.
Yeah,
we're gonna get right into it. So let me get this going for your family. Let me just get make sure everything's on and popping, to make sure everybody can hear us well. Actually, let me check the audio real quick, just real quick before we get into this. And popping.
Yep, it's there. There you go.
All right, there we go. It's on and popping. All right, here we go, family.
All right, so you guys can see this. We don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, we know if they can see it. Hold on.
If you can see it, just put something in the chat so that we know that you could see this slideshow.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna get into it today, folks. Candace, hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna get right into this. We're gonna find out where some of these trust issues is coming from.
It's there. Okay, awesome.
Why we got trust issues, and how to build trust, and when to build trust. And so that's just what we're gonna be talking on today. When we're done, y'all gonna go open up a trust.
Oh gosh.
You don't feel that confident.
All right. So how to build trust and how to recognize it if I have trust issues and where it came from. All right.
So we're gonna do a little bit of dissecting. So I took some time and I did a little bit of research, and some of it came from my own intuition also, just a combination of things to come up with this topic. So trust pillars, that's what I call it, trust pillars, right? So what are some of the things that you could pinpoint? This is just to narrow down why you might feel like you don't trust your partner, or why your partner might feel like they don't necessarily trust you. We're just going to dissect it, because it could be a number of different reasons why trust is not there, or why trust was broken, or you know, something to do with why you don't trust your partner, or even yourself.
Right.
Because sometimes we can't trust ourselves. So the first thing that we want to, okay, very good. Okay, Sheena, thank you for that. So the first thing that we want to do is make sure we set healthy boundaries.
Yes.
Right? That's the first thing when building trust. That's one of the important things, is that you got to have healthy boundaries. Okay?
Yeah, and secondly, you must be able to count on your partner. They have to be reliable. But, you know, let's break down the healthy boundaries just a little bit here.
Yes.
You know, we just want to
let's talk about it.
Let's talk about that first one when we're talking about setting healthy boundaries. Now, does that mean literally building a wall so that people can't come into your house?
No.
No, it doesn't. It does not. But it means that you say no to certain things.
Right.
Okay. And let's just say, for example, case in point, one of your friends calls you to ask you if you want to go out to a party this weekend. Okay? Now, let's just say in this scenario, you have schoolwork that you need to finish. Okay? And you know that if you go out to this party, that you're not going to have time to study for your class tomorrow. Okay? So in this situation, you set a healthy boundary with your friend, like, no, I can't go to the party this time. Maybe next time. Right now, I got some studying I got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's an example of a healthy boundary. So they're going to have to respect that boundary. They're going to have to honor that boundary. They won't cross it. And they give you the thumbs up. That's a healthy boundary because they respect, they honor, you know, that boundary that you set up. Whatever it is, it could be anything. That's just a small example.
Right, right. And going into the next slide, which is must be able to count on your partner. They must be reliable. This is something that is totally key. Because when you're building a partnership, when you're building any type of business or any type of relationship where you wanted to take you somewhere, actually, let's speak on that just a little bit because if you're in a relationship, any type of relationship, it is going to take you somewhere. And you want to make sure that that relationship is reliable enough to take you where you need to go or where you want to go. Okay? So in picking with your partner, you have to make sure that you can count on them, that they're able to do what they say they're going to do.
Yes. So if they say, I'm going to take you to the grocery store and I'll be there to pick you up at 9, come 10 o'clock, you don't see them. That's not showing that you can count on them. That's just a small example. Again, it could be anything. You want to be able to count on them. And these are just some of the things that help to either build or take away the trust. So these are the pillars. Depending on what you have there, it's going to decide if the trust that you have is strong or if it's weak.
Right, right.
Okay.
And then the next thing, when we're looking at these pillars, let me bring this in a little bit so I can make sure that everybody can see this. All right. So what the next thing is, you must be able to check each other when necessary.
Yes, and this is the part where it can get tricky. It's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope.
This is a slippery slope. So you have to be able to, this is a point where you have to, where authenticity comes in, right? This is a part where you have to both be honest with each other. Because for every individual, you know when you're messing up. We all know when we're messing up. We know. It's intuitive. We know when we're messing up. The slippery slope comes in when you know that you're messing up, but you're hoping that you can trick the other person into thinking that they're the ones that's really messing up. So you see, that's a slippery slope. So you have to develop that that realness within each other to know when you're messing up and to get help from the partner in saying, you know what, you're messing up. And then you have to be at that point where you can say, you know what, you're right. Thank you for pointing that out. That's a whole different level of maturity right there.
Whole different level.
That's a whole nother level of maturity. When you can really face your demons head on and be okay with it and use it as a tool for you to grow. If you have that point right there within your relationship, that is going to be a key to make your relationship really strong.
Yes, 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 yes. Now, one other big one here is this
confidentiality.
Oh my gosh. Now, confidentiality it has so many different layers to it.
Yeah.
But one of the things that some people miss sometimes, and sometimes it's on accident, to be honest, you know, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment as to why it's an accident, but then sometimes it's on purpose.
Right.
But in any relationship, any partnership, you want to be able to trust each other with your secrets. Okay? And so, I mean, that's just point and blank. Like, if I went through something of the dark night of the soul, I want you to be able to keep it to yourself.
Right.
Okay, and I don't need you going out and telling the cat down the road. I don't need you to be on the at the water cooler with Bill and say, "Hey, you know what such and such did?"
Right, right, and just spilling the whole beans. Let me tell you what what's his face did, and and they did this such and such, and just dragging your name through the mud, and that happens. Okay, let's say you're in a relationship. You have the whole best friend thing, right? You have a best friend, your partner has a best friend also. And there's people build relationships, and I've seen this before. They form relationships because they hate somebody. They can't stand somebody, so that's what they have in common. And every time they get together, their whole goal is to talk about that person.
Yeah.
But outside of that hate, they really don't have any type of foundation.
No.
So that's not a very stable healthy type of bond, but it does happen. So if you're in a relationship with someone, let's say your husband, your wife, or whatever, and they have a best friend, and you have a best friend, and every time you get into some type of conflict, you both go to that best friend, whatever, your best friend or his best friend, and they getting all the beans, telling all of the business,
getting all the tea,
they're getting everything on both sides, right? And then what you're going to start noticing is that the type of friendship that you have, which maybe your friend or the husband's friend or whatever, it's based off of some type of hate gossip that they have based on you. And you often find that when you split ways, like let's say you get a divorce or a separation with your next of kin, now the relationship with the best friends on either side, it's maybe not so stable because it was built off of talking about your ex, if that makes sense.
And which goes into the next part, which is integrity.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have integrity. That means, you know what, somebody broke it down really nicely one time before, and I can't remember exactly how they broke it down, but that just came to memory. But when we're talking about integrity, we're talking about you being able to do what's right even when nobody else is looking.
Yeah, and even if you're the only one doing it.
Yes.
See, that's the tough one right there when it comes to integrity. You know that, and this is a point where you can feel a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. This is the point where you start questioning yourself, and this is where trusting yourself comes in handy. Because you might be in a room with 10 people, right? And you see everybody's doing something or the other. Maybe they putting stuff in their pocket because nobody's looking. Who knows what they're doing? But everybody, all 9 people in the room, is doing that one thing that you know that you don't have any business doing.
Right.
But that pressure is going to be there. That constant pressure of, shoot, everybody's doing it. Right? Let me just go ahead and do it too. No! Come on. Yeah. This is when you pull out the integrity card, right?
Yes.
And you have to be able to hold yourself accountable. And also, it's good to be in a relationship with someone that can help to hold you accountable to your your integrity. Like, hey, come on now, we know better. It's always good to have someone that's going to encourage you to take the high road. So
yes. And one of the other things that is so key, which this trust comes in, is that there's no judgment.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Because when you can truly be yourself is when you know that you're not going to be judged because you like some things that people consider to be weird.
Yeah.
Okay? Just because you are a little weirdo doesn't mean that you should feel bad about it. Okay?
As long as you're not hurting it.
Yeah, as long as you're not hurting anybody, you should be just fine. Because, here's the thing. For those who we love, we want them to be free. Okay? And our loved ones can't be truly free if we're looking at them like, nah, I don't think those shoes go with that.
Right.
Or why are you playing video games so much? Or you know, just why don't you put that hamburger down and pick up a salad?
Right.
You know,
Well, drink some water. Even though you might be trying to help them, you might be coming from a good place, right? You know, being concerned with their health. And again, that could be a slippery slope.
Yeah.
But then you might want to have a conversation aside. Instead of doing it in a sarcastic way, you want to call them aside and you want to have a conversation. That's something totally different, right? And also
Then
you might want to be able to go to someone, because we've had times like this before in the past.
Oh yeah.
Where you know, we've gone to our friends for help, and they look at us like whatever, like, you know, we ain't helping y'all ain't shit, like, no. And then we were like, well, wow, you know, we did the complete opposite. But then after doing a little bit of research, and you know, I'm doing psychology now, I realized this one little thing when it comes to this little thing right here, when it comes to asking for help and being looked at as less than. So if someone is coming to you, let's say this is your friend, and they're coming to you and they're asking you for help, and you're at this point you're looking at them like they're less than you, then this is called a projection, because this is how you view yourself. So you, the way that you view yourself is you feel less than if you had to request help from someone else. So you see, it goes hand in hand. So it all goes back to, how do you look at yourself? How do you trust yourself? So anything that you give off, you first have to have it before you can even send it off to begin with. So that's pretty important to look at. So being in a relationship with your partner, it's okay to help each other out. And just because someone is asking you for help, it doesn't mean that they're any better or they're any worse than you are. No. All it means is that they're asking for help. And at some point in this lifetime, we all going to need help from someone.
We all need help. And that's where the no judgment part comes in as well. So just understanding that we're all on the same playing field. We're all level. We're all equals. But from time to time, our equals need help.
Yeah, at some point in time. And you know, it's a whole nother thing when people take advantage. That's a whole nother, we're not talking about people who's taking advantage. That's a whole nother conversation. Just in general, to be in that water relationship where it's okay for you to ask for help, and it's okay for your partner to ask for help, and you don't judge them or look at them like they're better than you or you're better than them. That's an important thing to have in a relationship also.
Yep. And so let's just look into how to pinpoint your trust issues. Okay.
Did we get all of those? I think we missed one.
On the other one, no.
Did we miss one? Yeah, we missed one. The last one.
No, we got giving.
Which is giving.
Yeah.
No, we didn't talk about giving. We talked about the judgment.
Well, let's get into it.
Yeah. So the last one, this is an important one. So giving. So in a healthy relationship, giving is important. Receiving is also important. So you want to assume the best of somebody. So let's say, for instance, and this for me, this is why I wanted to touch on this one, because this is what could make or break a relationship, any relationship, right? So let's say, you know, someone, they probably forgot your birthday, right? And that's an important day. Or they might not have brought you anything for Christmas or whatever you celebrate, Hanukkah. Your partner might not have remembered your wedding anniversary. That's one right there.
Yeah.
Right? And so you just waiting because you might be petty. You might be on a petty committee. So you just waiting right there, just ready, amped up. It's 5 o'clock. It's 9. It's 7 o'clock. All the clocks are going. And so what you're gonna do now, you're gonna wait until the very next day. You're not gonna probably remind them. If you're real petty, you might not remind them that same day. You probably might wait till the very next day. And then when maybe they'll wake up and they'll be like, good morning. Oh, you ready? You got all the grenades ready. You got all the bullets in the gun ready to fire off. How come you didn't remember our anniversary? Or how come you didn't remember my birthday? It was all day yesterday. You see, that right there is the things that really could tear a relationship apart.
Yes.
And that falls into trust also. So
Yeah.
instead of the first thing that you want to assume to be the worst, right? You want to try to have an assumption of the best.
Yeah, maybe they just didn't know.
Right. You could be like, you know what, honey? Yesterday was our anniversary, and I noticed that you didn't say anything. You didn't whatever. Is there something on your mind? Is there something that's bothering you? What's up? Because yesterday was a really important day, and you didn't say anything. What's up?
Yeah. And for a relationship, that is one of the biggest relationships. I mean, like, come on, I've been with you a whole nother year.
Yeah.
Come on, you got to say something.
Yeah, something.
But you got to give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes, because you never know what they're going through. They may be experiencing something, especially when you look into this whole spiritual thing as far as these planets and retrogrades and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Especially now at times, I feel for individuals right now who have anniversaries during this whole situation that we're going through. Hopefully they're able to keep things together, but it may be the reason why some people are getting divorced right now, because of this whole situation. But have some compassion and understand that everybody's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And just know that sometimes people get flighty.
Yeah, and try to in relationships, the trust pillars. If you don't remember anything, try to remember this last one. Try to assume the best. Give them the best first before you lash out the whip. Don't lash out the whip first, because it might be the wrong thing to do. So try to assume the best. Give the best to your partner first, and then see where that road leads you. And 99.9% of the time, like Lysol, you're gonna prefer where that road takes you than if you were to pull out the whip.
Right.
Right.
Right. Oh shoot.
So yeah, I wanted to touch. That was a big part that I didn't want to miss out.
Gotcha.
Do we got any questions? Well, we're about to get right into some of these questions right now, and we're going to jump to the chat. Hopefully, you guys are still with us.
Yeah. If y'all are still with us, just give us a check-in. Let us know.
That thumbs up if you're still there.
Yeah, and also for those of y'all who may be new to the channel, definitely we ask that you do subscribe, that this information is helpful for you. And if it is helpful for you, we ask that you drop out of the live chat just for a moment, give us that thumbs up.
That's all we ask.
Yeah, just let us know that this information is helpful.
Nice.
So y'all are still with us. Awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So we're going to go into the next point. Oh, excuse me. Which is how to pinpoint trust issues.
Yeah.
Okay. And let me...
Oh, that's supposed to be your. That's a little typo. My bad. I was typing a little fast. How to pinpoint your trust issue. So how do you find out what your trust issue is?
Yeah. So, yeah, once again, we're not perfect.
Yeah. See?
So forget the imperfections.
Forgot the R in there.
Yeah. So, but we're going to jump into this first one, which is which one of these pillars do you identify with in any of your relationships?
Yeah, so you can do your own assessment. So you can look at the pillars, and this is how you can dissect to see, where your Achilles heel is in your relationship. And this might be something that you could use, and you can try to work on it, because these are some really good points to kind of like bring to the forefront if you don't already have it there. Just ask yourself these hard questions, and sometimes these are hard questions,
Yes.
We don't really want to ask ourselves these questions, but sometimes for us to make that next step in our growth, we got to ask ourselves these tough questions sometimes.
Yeah.
And those are some of them. Do you think that you can count on your partner? Is that why you can't trust them? And pinpoint the pillars and see where you're at right now. Like, you can see where you're strong or where you're weak at. What areas that you need to work on in your relationship. And, you can use this for twin flame relationships, soulmates, personal, whatever. These are just relationships in general, like pillars that really hold or fold a relationship. So those are just some of the questions that you want to ask yourself. If you guys got any questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat.
Yes.
We are more than happy to participate and to partake if you have any questions, because I know that's a lot that we just kind of like threw out there.
Yeah, that's
all at once.
A lot of info.
It's another quote. It's a couple slides here that I want to run through really quickly. Yeah, right. This is perfect.
Okay.
So before you can even start on your partner, you got to start with yourself.
That's
so sorry.
You got to start with yourself. You can't just jump in on the other person like you don't do this, you don't do that. You are not my pillar, mother.
So sorry. You got to start with yourself first. That's where you start with. We always start with self. Okay, must start with self. So you have to go and you have to assess yourself first. Ask yourself, do you respect your own boundaries? Can you count on your own self? Can you check yourself? Could you uphold your own integrity? Do you judge yourself harshly? Because, you know, when you judge yourself harshly, you judge others harshly. Okay, and that's something I have to check myself, because I used to be very judgmental towards my own self, and I was thinking that, you know, I'm judgmental to myself, but I'm kind to others, but it was really the opposite.
Yeah. And Lyndon, yeah, you're absolutely right. These are instructions for being a decent human being.
It really is.
Oh my gosh,
it truly is.
They really are just.
It is. Yeah. In general, but you'll be surprised.
So surprised.
You'll be so surprised. And are you kind to yourself? Because if you grew up in a household where you know, you have a lot of judgmental people around you, you grow up and you just kind of children will live what they learn, and so sometimes it's just a matter of unlearning you know, dysfunctional traits that no longer serve you, and to evolve into to traits that are helping you to evolve, right, into your best and greatest version. So sometimes it's not our fault. It's not, you know, it's not people's fault. It's just the way that they were raised.
Yep. That means that's just real talk.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to readjust the screen back to where it needs to be so we can get this back rolling.
So these are just questions that you want to do self-check, self-analysis. Let me check in on me. Let's see what's up, Leisha.
What's up?
What's up?
What's good?
What's good with your boundaries? Are you good? Well, could we count on us? So, you know, you want to check in with yourself and see where you're at first. And this is when you got to be honest with yourself.
And you know, that right there, I'm going to zoom in just on that one section here just for a second. Because this one is kind of huge if you ask me.
Yeah.
Which is, can you count on yourself? Because like that is a big deal for a partner, for just dealing with anybody else. Like, we want to everybody else to fulfill their job. We want the government to do what they're supposed to do. We want politicians to do what they're supposed to do. We want our lovers to do what we're supposed to do. Hell, we want our kids to act the way that we want them to act. But are we doing what we're supposed to be doing?
That's the big question. You see, that's where you, in all of these questions, you really have to be in a place of authenticity and in a place of acceptance and maturity to really answer these questions and just be honest with yourself.
Just be honest.
You know, you can't be in a place of denial. You can't be in that big river. Really, it takes a different level of maturity to ask yourself these tough questions.
Yes.
And the next one, got to check in with yourself and see how you did. And also, yeah, we did that.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to go to that.
To this one?
Yeah, how did you do? So can you see how this all lines up, how it works? So depending on how you treat yourself, this will project in onto others subconsciously. So how the same rules that you have for yourself, you're going to automatically project it onto others. So this is why self-love is so important. Anything that you want to give to others, you have to have it for yourself. That's why we say self-love, and you know, it's so important. And it's not being selfish, it's being self-full. because then you're able to pour from a cup that's filled up.
Yeah.
And running over.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And if you judge yourself of being unworthy for help, or see yourself less for needing help, you will have the same view of others that seek help from you. So it just kind of works hand in hand. And how you view and treat others is a direct reflection of how you view and treat yourself.
I mean, that is like one-on-one, and a lot of people don't want to face that reality. I'm just going to read it one more time, okay? How you view and treat others is a direct reflection of how you view and treat yourself.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's okay. Hold on, let me come in close, because that can be scary.
It can.
Because if you have been a vindictive person that's been going out spreading hate, or if you've been going around wrecking people's household, knowing that this person is in a whole nother relationship, okay? Or if you're that type of person that's at the job and you see something's wrong and you tell somebody, oh, that's not my job, I don't do that. Like, you got to realize how you treat everybody else is how you treat yourself.
How you look at yourself also is a direct reflection of how you view self. Because all is self at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And
we're all one.
Yes. And another thing that I want to touch on is this quote from Maya Angelou, which is you see this thing. It's a big thing in the whole selfless aspect, the whole sacrifice thing. You got to be really mindful of this sometimes, Maya Angelou said, I don't trust people who don't love themselves but yet say I love you. So that's
we're gonna let that sink in just for a second. Just for a moment.
Yeah.
And we're going to read it one more time.
Yes. I don't trust people who don't love themselves but say, I love you. So somebody can just finish telling you they're a shitty person, they hate themselves, they don't like this about themselves, but in the same breath, they turn around and they say, I love you. So that's a little bit...
Something's wrong.
That's not lining up. That's not lining up. That's not in alignment, because that's like somebody saying, Leisha, let me give you some water. But their jug ain't got nothing in it. So you trying to give me some water, but you don't got anything in your jug. I'm going to look at you like, don't you got to put something in the cup first before you can give me something?
Put something in that cup.
I don't mind, but at least put some in the cup before you can try to pour it. So it's the same scenario, okay? And it's, was that the last slide?
No, it's not the last slide. Let me just reposition that, and boom.
Okay. Bam, here we go. So, start trusting yourself. Right? This is stuff that I had to do. Like, all of this stuff is things that we had to relearn a lot of stuff and retrain our mind, our subconscious, and things of that nature to start trusting yourself more. And when you start trusting yourself, you start trusting others around you.
Yeah.
Okay, your vibration is your vibratory wise, it's gonna be something different. And start trusting yourself to make decisions that elevate you.
Yes.
And start trusting yourself to believe that you are worthy.
Yeah. And it starts out with small things.
Little things.
It's like because we're constantly stretching ourselves, okay? It's from going to the point, just for example right now, just going from the point of saying that, okay, right now I'm worth, say, $2 an hour, right? This is just okay. Let me know, because that's too small. That's too small. Okay. I'm just trying to give an example here. Okay.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's say I make $100 an hour.
Okay.
Okay. Put that out into the universe. I make $100 an hour. All right. Now, if you feel like you're not worthy enough, you're only going to make that $100.
Right.
But you got to push yourself and say, okay, right now I'm making $100, but now I can make $150. Then once you make that $150, you come up today like, okay, now let me go and reach $200, and you match that up, and then say $250. You stretch yourself.
Yeah.
you build on small things until you really get to the point where you are content. I want to say,
if you want
yeah,
to have that type of
mm-hmm.
whatever, but it's, you start somewhere.
Yeah.
Small, a little, big, $2, 100, it doesn't matter. Start someplace, and it's constantly evolving, constantly working and growing.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, while you're growing, you're working on yourself, you always want to be at peace and still be in love with yourself at the current space in which you're at.
Right.
That's so key, because you know sometimes we set these goals for ourselves. I'm just use weight loss as an example, because that's me all day every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I set a goal for myself, because the other day I noticed I was getting a little chubby, and I saw my face was kind of like swelling up, because you know when you live in that happy life, you just want to have happy food and just do happy stuff. And then I'm like,
just be happy.
There's a lot of happiness going on here. So set a goal for myself. Started waking up early in the morning, going to run every single morning. Whether it was raining outside, I was out there running every morning, just to kind of get that get myself up and running again, and get my metabolism moving again. Got me some Thrive. I'm doing good now. But what I had to do is for self-love and self-acceptance, even though I know that I was not at a place that I wanted to be physically, I still had to love myself and appreciate myself where I was at while I'm working to get to that next phase, whatever that is.
Yes.
So that's important. And trust yourself. Trust for others starts with trust for self. So if you're having trust issues with people around you, more than likely, you got to start digging within to see what's going on with self. Did I let myself down at some point in time? Did I, make a decision that I wasn't supposed to make, and because of that, something happened? So you got to always start going back in and see, where did that come from?
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, and be mindful of, there are people that would say, oh, I'll give you the shirt off of my back, that whole sacrifice mentality. And sometimes I'm not saying that, they're not really people out there who really do things like that, but sometimes you really have to see where that comes from on a level of self-love, right? Yeah. Sometimes you just have to be mindful of those individuals who are telling you they'll take their shirt off their back and give it to you, and they'll be naked. So you like, what?
Is that a Chinese proverb, or?
I don't know, but it's just I've always been mindful of individuals like that, because then they'll be the first ones to turn around and say different things. Just you just gotta be mindful. You gotta be watchful of certain things and certain traits, certain archetypes.
Right.
Use wisdom.
Yeah, you definitely got to use wisdom.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we're here. Let me just make sure the live is
watchful of certain.
Yeah. Okay. So live's still good, because we know we just dropped a lot of information on y'all, because because we want you all to surround yourself with people that you can trust. Not only is it just in a relationship. Okay, let me break that back, because relationships are just like best friends, co-workers, so on and so on. But so you have different forms of relationships. But for those who are looking to get into romantic relationships, you want to make sure that you can truly trust an individual, because as we've seen so many times, and just way too many times, when we look into the situations of trauma.
Yeah.
Okay? Because say, for example, you're a single mom and you have your other 2 kids, and the other father, let's just say he passed away. Okay, he was a good dude, but he passed away, and now you're left with those 2 kids. Now we know that the other scenarios, but let's just stay on this one right here, okay? And let's just say after some time, after you've done your grieving, now you want to get back out in the game. You want to find another mate to live the rest of your life with and help you out with these kids. But trust is going to be a huge thing.
Big thing.
Because now you're asking another individual to care and love for your children that are not his. or that are not hers, because this goes vice versa.
Both ways, yeah.
Okay? But you want to make sure that you can trust that individual, because you don't know what type of trauma that these individuals can actually inflict on your children.
Right. Or they got trauma of their own. They might have never dealt with their own trauma. We all got some level of experience on planet Earth. So you never know. So it's really good to do these assessment, again, starting with self. Once you're able to do that assessment with self, then you do it for others that you're in a relationship with, just to help with the harmony and the balance and the wholeness.
Yes.
So if you guys have any questions, outbursts, or concerns, just go ahead and drop it in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging in there with us for so long. We really do appreciate you for really staying on this live with us. But please just let us know if you have any questions in regards to the slideshow that we just put together.
Yes.
Go ahead and drop it in the chat. Just let us know that you're still here. Thank you for staying in with us. We'll be coming every day with a different topic. If you guys have any suggestions as what type of topic that you want us to touch on, again, feel free to put it in the chat. If you're watching it on a replay, drop it in the comments. We'll definitely dive into that topic for you. But we will be here strong every day. We'll try every day. Some days you might not be able to, because I'm in school and you know, we got a lot going on. Kids, businesses.
But you know, we do what we do. So we're just here sharing this information with everybody to help y'all out through the growth. And I think just for just to make sure we got everything up and popping, that we should pull at least one card for the collective to see how things are going today.
So we're gonna do a collective card just to see where we at. Everybody's so quiet in the chat today. You guys are
I hope
really,
y'all are taking down notes.
You guys are super quiet today, boy.
Yeah.
All right, let's pull a card for the collective and see where we at as a collective. All right, where are we as a collective right now?
Oh, yeah, Ashley, we love you too.
Yes, thank you for the love, guys. You guys are amazing. We're just going to pull a card for the collective and see where we at right now. And if this hero card comes out one more time,
we're going to see.
Hopefully we get the love card. Show us that we're evolving as a species and really trying to get to that next level of our awakening, which is love. Perception.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's interesting. So, perception. So, as far as our collective perception, how we view the world, and understanding that our perception shapes our current reality, and asking ourselves, how is our perception controlling our current reality? How is it controlling our current experience? You know, and perception comes from belief systems also. Checking our belief systems to see if it's outdated. Do we need to do some update to the belief system? Because, you know, we're going into the age of Aquarius. So we are moving from Pisces, which is the era of believing, and we're stepping into the age of information, which is the age of knowing.
Yes.
So we are going from not so sure into sure.
Right.
So from the believing, which is, I don't know, but I'm going to take your word for it, into, oh no, I got the receipts. I got the receipts. Okay. So that's the transition that's taking place right now on the planet collectively. So that's nice. So we're going to check our perception to see how it's shaping our current reality.
Yes. And so somebody was hoping the hero card came out again.
Yeah.
And Andrea, is that Andrea? Yeah, Andrea. We're so happy that you found us online.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for being here. And for those who are new, we do ask that you do subscribe if this information is helpful for you. If this resonates with your soul and your spirit, definitely subscribe and give us that thumbs up to let us know that it's working for you.
I guess he wanted your hero card. There you go.
It just fell out while we were shuffling.
Trying to shuffle the pack. There you go. You got your hero card. Okay.
Yeah. And you're right. Perception is everything.
Perception is reality. And that is what you would experience.
And you know what, Shelly? I was surprised because I have not heard that quote from Maya Angelou.
Really?
So, yeah, I was really... That surprised me that, like, wow, that is so deep on so many levels.
So many levels.
So, yeah, that's one to definitely stand by. So
you definitely have to pay that some close attention because, again, you really... you have to look at it the same way, perception. If somebody is telling you they love you but they don't love themselves, then it's the same as somebody trying to give you juice out of an empty jug or water from an empty jug, and you're going to be like, oh, where's the water? So it's the same question. It's the same thing, guys.
I don't think you got anything to give me. I mean, I'm looking at your cup and it's like, like that
dried up.
That thing gone.
It ain't nothing.
Ain't nothing but air in that cup. And I can breathe air right now. I don't
For free.
Oh, then you know that's deep because you know you want to give. Never mind.
You going far.
I'm going too far.
Oh my God.
I'm stretching now. I'm stretching. But yeah, that was a dope quote. So yeah.
And if you know of anyone who can use the information that we just shared, feel free to share the video. We would appreciate that also. And we're going to go and if you guys don't have any questions, any outbursts or concerns, we are going to go and get some nighty night.
Now and forever hold your peace.
Yeah, we're going to go get some nighty night if you guys don't have any more questions or concerns. If you want to do a Q&A, we'll be happy to do a Q&A with you guys also. Because we haven't been here that long, have we?
Oh, no, we've been here about 45.
Oh, 40 minutes. Oh, wow. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. So we're gonna go head out. You know, we love y'all so much. I love that you always speak about
the ascension. Yes.
We do our best.
We do our best, and it is very important, even though we do have a lot of distractions around us currently. We just here holding that space. We hold that space to remind everyone of that love energy.
Yes.
You know, that next level stuff. Okay? Don't worry too much about the distractions, even though sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
To not pay attention to the many tentacles that the octopus swirls around on a day-to-day basis.
Because I tell you, it's a hell of an illusion.
Oh boy, when you guys know how deep this stuff goes, we have to veer off from going so deep because we have to bring it back to the relationship, back to the middle because it goes so deep. We didn't want to lose anybody. You know, we'll throw nuggets here and there, but everybody go on their own journey and find their own discoveries because the truth is something that has to be realized. It can't be told. It has to be realized.
Yeah, the truth will not be televised.
Right, it will be realized. You have to come into your own realization of the truth. And so we try our best to drop these little nuggets here and there so we can be YouTube safe. We could be social media safe.
But every now and again, we're going to push that envelope.
Yeah.
We're going to push that envelope and we're going to test out YouTube to see if they're really going to let people say what they want to say. But for right now,
we're just going to play it safe.
Yeah. So with that being said, family, we love y'all. And yes, we're going to push this every day.
Yeah.
If we come on here 5 minutes or if we're on for an hour, we're going to be on here every day, sharing love with you all, helping uplift your spirits during this crazy time.
Yes.
But just know that we are here for you all.
Yes,
we do still offer sessions because few people keep sending us messages asking, do y'all do sessions?
Yeah, we do. We still do sessions.
Yeah, we do sessions.
You can book on our website, which is www.twinflamesunite.com.
Which is in the description.
And it's in the description. And if you haven't followed us on IG, go ahead and follow us, twinflame_unite on IG. And again, if you're new to our channel, welcome.
Yes.
Lots of love, unconditional love for you. And, share your experiences, guys. if you have an experience and you know that somebody can benefit from it, go ahead and share that experience and help somebody else out. Because our journey, especially, you know, for people who are here on this planet to really make a difference, sometimes you never know how your story can impact someone's life for the better.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and write your books. I don't know, make your YouTube channel, do whatever you got to do. Share posts, do something. How you're...
Yeah. Okay. Just want to make sure I didn't mute you. All right. So we're about to get out of here, y'all. We love y'all
Love you
so
guys.
much. Peace out.
Peace out.